Good morning all. I am Purva Shinde Singh, an architect by profession and a qualified mountaineer. People call me to talk about my work, my skills in my work, my profession. But today, I am thankful to TEDx team to call me to talk about my passion, my hobby. Today, I am going to talk about a sport in which you don't compete with each other, but you compete with yourself, and it's called as mountaineering. Growing up in a city like Aurangabad in the 80s and 90s, I had little resources. Walking 8 to 10 kilometers per day for daily chores like going to a school or some class was a routine. I always loved being in nature. I did small treks in my childhood. I even used to go to Salim Ali Lake for bird watching. So it was there in my blood from the very beginning. But I finished my architecture. I went to Pune. I did my master's. I did MBA. I set up my business, and life got too much busy. I was focused in setting up my career in different cities, and as the business expanded, I got little time for myself. Though I tried to keeping myself fit no matter where I was. I started doing small treks in Sahyadri, cycling, and whatever the outdoor activities I could do. Long period has gone doing treks in Sahyadri, and every trekker has a dream to go to Everest. Even I planned my Everest base camp trek in 2017. When I went to the base camp and saw Everest by my eyes, I thought, can I climb it someday? And I think that was the turning point of my journey as a trekker from the Sahyadris to the Himalayas. I did my first mountaineering expedition to Mount Island Peak, 6189 meters in Khumbu Valley, to have a greater look at the Everest. When I finished my expedition, I realized few things. One of the things is that if I want to pursue mountaineering as a serious hobby, I need to have some technical qualification in that. So at the age of 39, staying away from my family and my business, I did my basic mountaineering course in Himalaya from HMI Darjeeling, staying there for 28 days. During this course, I found the lost girl. The girl who loved nature, who was away from the mountains for a longer time because of her family and professional responsibilities. The joy of securing A grade and the tension was not less than the 10th board exams, believe me. In a mountaineering course, you have taught how to do ice craft, do rock climbing, and other trades. To give an example, one day we were on this glacier, and we were made to divide into groups. One group will have 7 to 8 members, and you have to rope up together. And the instructor told that one of the members has to fall in the crevasse, and others have to rescue. I was shocked to listen to that. I was like, what if we cannot save that person? What if something goes wrong? But I was the one who fell into that crevasse, and everybody else saved me. That gave me a different kind of a confidence that yes, at this age, coming here, feeling this all, I felt like alive again. I tell you a few things about mountaineering. To plan a mountaineering expedition, you really don't only require to be mentally and physically prepared, but there are a lot of other factors which derive success of your mountaineering expedition. For example, weather plays an important role. A lot of big mountaineers who were highly trained, qualified, lost their lives due to bad weather. So now what is bad weather? When the jet stream, high wind pressures, and heavy snowfall persist for a longer period, it can be lethal. Mountaineer can lose his path. They can fall in a crevasse. Now, crevasse is a crack between a mountain. Sometimes it can be thousands of feet deep and few meters wide. If somebody falls in a deep crevasse, it's very difficult to rescue that person, as the temperature can be as less as -100 degrees. Avalanches can be triggered due to heavy snowfall, accumulation of heavy snowfall. So it requires a lot of courage to take mountaineering as a hobby, but I think it's more courageous for the families who support their loved ones to follow their dreams. I guess I'm one of the lucky ones, frankly speaking. So every mountain is different. Every mountain requires a different preparation. And when we go or choose a mountain to summit, we have to study the mountain not only scientifically, but we have to do a meticulous planning. We have to decide the season, the right time to go for a summit. We have to do preparation sometimes in months, even sometimes in years also. A mountain requires a lot of physical and mental capacities. So, few more things about when you do a 6,000 or 7,000 meter mountain, you don't require supplementary oxygen. But when you are above 7,500 meters, you are already in a dead zone. You require mask, you have to carry your own cylinder, you require a pipe, and any small glitch in any of that can be fatal and you can die within few minutes. People think that, when you climb a mountain, you go to the base camp and you climb the mountain, you come back. You cannot do that. If you gain a height immediately, it can again be very lethal because you can suffer pulmonary edema. Pulmonary edema is basically accumulation of water in your lungs because you suddenly gain the height. It's too cold, you're too tired to walk. Frostbites are also common injuries in mountaineers. So, there are 14 mountains above 8,000 meters on this planet, and Mount Everest is the tallest one. After gaining all this knowledge and experience, Giri Premi, the mountaineering club from Pune, chose me to lead the all-woman expedition to Mount Gangotri 1 in Indian Himalaya. Gangotri 1 is 6,772 meters tall mountain, the tallest among that region. And it's one of the super technical and requires a lot of physical capacities. We were 5 of us. We started training rigorously for that expedition. It included running, cycling, strength training in the gym, carrying 20 kg backpack and doing long treks. So all the weekends were gone into trekking. So now why you have to practice with a load on your back? Because in mountaineering, when you go, you have to carry your shoes. Probably they are 2.5 kgs to 3 kgs in weight. You have to carry sleeping bags. You have to carry all your mountaineering gears like the tent, the snowshoes, the ice axe, crampons, whatnot. So you have to practice here to carry that kind of a load. We started the practice. To check whether we are ready for our expedition or not, we did a hike ranging 82 kilometers from Sinhgarh to Rajgarh to Torna to Raigad in just over 31 hours. We were all set to go. We started on 4th of September 2021 to go to Gangotri. We reached the base camp after 5 days. 3 days were into acclimatization and 2 days were to go to the base camp. The base camp is at 4,000 meters. So when you climb any mountain, you have to do a lot of rotation. So like where you do base camp, from the base camp, there is advanced base camp, then camp 1, then the summit camp, and then the actual summit. So why you have to do that? To make your body prepared, your lungs prepared to go to that height, you have to carry the load, all your eating things, Maggie and other things, you have to carry it, you go to the higher camp, you dump it there, you come back to the base camp. Then again, from the base camp, you go to the advanced base camp, go to the camp 1, stay there probably for a night, come back and again come back down. So you can imagine Everest takes around 50 to 60 days for summit. In our case, it was 20 to 25 days. Now, the second challenging thing in mountaineering is that it's a very costly game. You can imagine somebody from India to climb Everest, it takes around 30 to 35 lakh rupees. So the preparation starts from the money. We were all set up, we did all the rotations, and we reached the camp 1 on 18th of September. Now the summit was only 2 days away for us, but the weather had different plans for us. It started snowing heavily. We were out of food. In mountains, you have to carry Maggie or any, quick cooking kind of a food. You have this butane gas. Sometimes to melt the snow and make water of 1 liter, you take around an hour to do that because the temperature is -10 or -20 degrees. We waited at the altitude of 5,600 meters for 5 days only to come back on the base camp on 23rd of September. It was already 14 days gone and we were back to square one. 3 of members decided to abort the mission. They returned home. I was determined that I cannot give up on my dreams. I cannot give up on the preparation I have done for so many days. We waited for 2 days. Next day, we started our summit push. We were already tired. Our bodies were tired because we stayed at an altitude for a longer time. We had little nutritious food all that time. So skipping one camp, we reached to the camp 1. Again, it started snowing and we had to push our summit push by 1 more day. We reached the advanced base camp, the summit camp the next day. And the original plan was you start around 12:30 the summit push. So generally in mountains, you start your summit push at midnight because the snow is hard. There are less chances of avalanches due to the melting of the snow in the daytime. So we got up at 10:30, had Maggie all set up to go, and the drama does not end there. It again started snowing. We could not see anything. It was all white out all around. We waited till 4:30 in the morning. By that time, it had already snowed 1.5 feet. The Sherpas were worried of possibility of avalanche, and it reminded the last year's incident where one climber had to lose his life. But we were determined. We thought of taking one more chance. The next day we waited. We were little hopeful, frankly speaking. The clouds started gathering in the valley, and the summit likes a distant dream. I messaged from my satellite phone to the Pune team. We went off to sleep. The alarm rang by 11:30. I got up, came out of the tent, and to my surprise, it was like a miracle. The sky was clear blue. The moon shining to my face, I had a smile on my face. We started our summit push by 12:30. It was a steep climb of 70 to 80 degrees. After walking for 9 hours, we reached the summit top. The mountains looked mesmerizing. We could see the Himalayan range till China from the top. I just cannot explain in words the feeling of reaching the top. The sense of achievement you get after going there is, you know that you are there on the top because of you, because of your hard work, because of your sheer determination, because of your day-to-day effort you have put in yourself. And end of the day, because you never give up. Even if knowing that this could have been your one-way journey. I know that going to the summit is very fulfilling and all this, but the other side of the story is that most of the accidents and death happen while descending. Many climbers have died while descending. So, timely decision is a crucial key in any summit. A smart climber will never take a summit push if he knows that he will not have the energy to come back. My family has always supported me in all this. I have great mentors. I have some great super friends who push me to believe in myself and go higher. I tell you, architecture, a full-fledged practice, and mountaineering. Balancing the two things which are most time-taking and requires a lot of time is very difficult. Giving salaries is a big responsibility than taking salaries. With my work ethics, I know that I want to deliver my design and my drawings to my client on the same day. So it gets very little time to actually invest into fitness. But I tell you what, if you decide to do it, you can do it. You can do it. Never give up on your dreams. I think if you want to follow your hobby or your path, you're never too old. Or you're never too busy to follow it. Invest in yourself. Prepare yourself harder so that the result will be much better. I guess this is what I have done. Never be too busy to making a living that you forget to live. Mountaineering has given me a lot of things. I have become so fearless. I don't get panicked that easily. I know that I have got the guts to take risk in my life. It has made me to appreciate smaller things in life. I'm so thankful about everything because I know that when I go in mountains, eating a 10 rupees Maggie's for 2 days, I have suffered with that. But when you are on the land, you have everything around you. So I have become so responsible towards nature. For example, I have completely stopped buying plastic bottled water. I carry my own copper bottled water wherever I go. My profession has taught me that if you work hard and ethically, the success and money will follow. But mountaineering has taught me that money can't buy happiness. You can be happy and survive in very little possession in your life. You cannot have the sense of fulfillment, complete fulfillment, no matter what you do in this world. But if you do what you really like and you succeed in that, I guess that's a different kind of high you get. Believe me, I feel complete when I am on the top of the mountain. Thank you.